Hi, this is Joe Grumbine, and I am here to talk about the Walk for Change. Want to give a little update. So last Sunday we gave, I don't know, I think it was our first official live stream, and it didn't work out as a live stream because it got shot sideways. So it ended up becoming a PSA, and we were talking about the Walk for Change and what it means and what it's going to take to get involved and how many people, and hopefully just sharing the notion about what this is and how important it is. And that came out of a professional videographer that was supposed to be joining us down at the beach as a paid or as a barter sponsor. Contract signed, everything ready to go. All parties involved in putting this thing together drove 2 hours to the site in hopes that we're going to get this professional videographer to shoot this thing. We had scripts laid out. We had it all dialed in. And they didn't show up, and we haven't heard from them. Hey, Terry. Anyways, we said, well, that's fine. We're going to get together and just shoot from the hip and make it happen. And we got what we got. And, that generally, in my experience with the cannabis community, is what happens. We get what we get. And a lot of times, a lot of good people put a lot of good effort into things, but we don't properly plan it, and we get generally piss poor performance. And then we sit back and we wonder why things don't work out right. And so I want to talk about that, because that's what the Walk for Change is all about, is taking it up to the next level. So we haven't talked publicly about a lot of what is actually happening behind the scenes in the Walk for Change, but the leadership team has been meeting religiously, relentlessly. Hey, Helen. And we have a lot of things in the works. We have some sponsors that have come forward and donated some funds and some in-kind barter. We have a lot of good people that are stepping up in the leadership roles. We have logistics team. We have a route. We have our second printing of our T-shirts. We have a lot of good things in the works. What we don't have is a whole lot of time. So we're going to be actually getting on the road here in June 20th. And that's going to be here before you know it, very, very soon. And we have a lot of work to do between now and that time. And I'm going to be coming on here more and more regularly, and we're going to be putting together some productions that'll have some of the leadership team together as I'm figuring out how to do that. And the purpose of that, I think, is to bring you guys that are not connected to the Walk for Change into it. So I want to share a little something with you guys. This is something that happened yesterday, and it was an interesting experience because, if anybody of you know, I've been involved with the cannabis medicine for a long time. Hey, Pam, welcome to the team here. Welcome to the show, the impromptu show. Anyways, I've been working with cannabis and cannabis medicine, cannabis people, cannabis patients since about 1985, 89 is when I started making medicine and working with folks directly, one-on-one. So you go 89, 99, 09, 19, that's 30 some years of doing this stuff. And it doesn't mean anything other than I've been spending 30 years doing this stuff. And I watch people come and people go and things happen and not happen and promises made and promises dropped and so many things. And like we talked in the radio show last week, there's this thing called grit, and there's a couple of people that have it, and I'm looking for those people that have it. Grit's where you just keep going. Doesn't matter what happens, what people say, if they like what you like, if they don't like what you like, if they think you're an asshole, if they think you're God, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. The only thing that matters is that we look and we see this thing that we're doing and how important it is and what it's capable of and we just do it. We get out there and we keep doing it. And that's what the Walk for Change is about. When I got it, when my heart got it, how important this thing can be if we make it so, then I jumped into it all the way. So you all know we have a professional media company that has come aboard and is going to be helping us get our messaging and sponsorships and organizing events and all that kind of thing. And I believe very strongly that that's going to take things to another place. It's going to take things to a place where we can actually have that voice that we want. And I'm going to do a specific video or show about all that. But I want you to think about, what if we had a voice that could reach anybody? What if we could get anybody to care about this? What if we could get anybody to be the face of this? Who would you want it to be? Who would you want us to reach out to? We could have any celebrity, any sports figure, any musician, artist of any kind, anybody, because Walk for Change is that big. It's that big. It's that important. It's that real. And there's not anybody who's a good person who has any kind of propensity to do good that wouldn't support this. I've talked to people all over the world about this concept, and not one time have I had somebody that said, "Oh, that's a terrible idea." I've had a lot of people say, "Well, how the hell are you going to pull that off?" But nobody said that's a bad idea. The idea to empower people to come together, to stand together, to walk together, to speak with one voice. Nobody's ever thought that that wasn't a great idea. But what I have had is people say, "I can help." And then tomorrow they say, "Oh, I can't help because something happened." Or they say, "I'll do it," and they don't. Or they'll say, "I'll support it," but they don't. And, to me, I say, okay, well, I just keep marching. Tomorrow I'll be over there. And the next day I'll be over there. And the next day I'll be over there. And one day, as we're marching down the road, you're all going to be going, well, not you're all, but some folks are going to be going, "Hey, wait a minute, what about me?" I said I would help. Well, that was then. This is now. And the time we have to make this thing happen is less than 6 months. We're down into about a little bit less than 5 months now. And that's going to happen so fast. So yesterday I had somebody get a hold of me, a friend of a friend. And they said, "I got a friend who has stage 4 cancer that wants to come and see you. And maybe you can talk to her and see if you can help." And I said, "Sure." Yesterday was one of those crazy days, nonstop, people in and out all day long, trying to do business, but couldn't because people needed help. They needed attention. So this person shows up and starts telling her story. And she brought this little boy. We shared the pictures of this little boy yesterday. 4 years old. And she tells me this story about she's got 6 kids, and the youngest is 17 years old, and she's got stage 4 cancer. She doesn't want to do chemo, doesn't want to do radiation. She's willing to start cannabis therapy. And, when she was a kid, she went to boarding school and got busted for pot. And she told herself, "Well, I don't want to get in trouble anymore, so I'm not going to do this stuff anymore." And stopped using pot because she believed in her heart that it was going to get her in trouble. It was going to cause problems. And I don't know why I can't see the comments coming through anymore. They were coming through for a while, but they stopped rolling, and I don't know how that happens or not. But I apologize if I can't see who's here or who's doing what. But that being said, so we started talking, and I said, "Well, you're willing to do it now? Are you doing it now?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm willing to do what it takes." And so we started talking a little bit more. And the next thing I know, she's telling me that, I said, "Well, first of all, are you willing to fight? You're willing to get in and take this battle on?" And I said, "Can you put yourself in a place where you fought a battle, like where you were armed up, battle ready? Because that's what it's going to take to get in here and really fight this thing." She says, "Well, you're not going to believe it, but I'm an activist." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Cool. You've come to the right place." And so she started telling me about this nonprofit that she has and the work that she's doing. It turns out she's doing a lot of similar work that we're doing. And I can't announce any of the details about it yet, but it's exciting because out of all of this happened was, not only is she willing to dig in, she's willing to get that positive mental attitude to work with us, to work with me, to work with the medicine, But when I told her about the Walk for Change, she's all over it, all over it. She's going to be signing up as a sponsor. And we're going to be working together, hand in hand, side by side. And we're going to be joining forces with a lot of folks that are doing similar work. And so, you know, that's what happens when everything that we're doing is all aligned. You know, the work that we're doing, the business that we're doing, it's all to make the world better. And just remember, the Walk for Change isn't just about ending cannabis prohibition. The Walk for Change isn't just about criminal justice reform. The Walk for Change is about us. It's about empowering us. It's about getting our voice in a place where we can get what we want. What do you want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Okay, cool. What does that look like? Tell us. Show us. You know, help us make that happen. We live in a time of the most ridiculous politics ever. You know, this is almost as bad as it was in the first 30, 40, 50 years of the United States. If you go back and look at history and how things used to be, what we got today is a joke compared to that. It was crazy. There used to be fist fights in Congress. Crazy, crazy stuff. All right. Well, it's happening again. The political divide is insane. And you know who loses? All of us. You know who wins? None of us. They do. The old school wins because they get what they want. They get to go and fight their battle at our expense, and nothing changes. We don't win. So how we win? We stand together. We walk together. We speak together. We stand united. Community of communities. So we have yet another 501c3 coming together to be part of the team. We'll be announcing this when the time is right. We have people from all over the country, all over the world that are beginning to get it. Now imagine, who do you want to see as the voice of this, as the face of this? Who do you want to see say, I'm with those guys? Let's think about that. Let's put that word out. Let's hit some targets. Tell me who you want to be part of this. Who do you want to sponsor this? Who should we target? Who should we reach out to? And then let's do it. All right, that's it for today. That's the update as of, I don't know, Saturday, February 1st, I think. Awesome, guys. Thanks for being here, and Walk for Change.